Hello, Metal here, and welcome back to the channel. Again, this will be another different video from my gameplay videos, but this is actually something I've caught my eye a few weeks ago when it originally came out, but I didn't really start my channel like that. To be honest, being a Sonic and a Dragon Ball Z fan, this kind of was something I needed to react to. So because for two big reasons. Both characters, Cell and Metal Sonic, are basically my favorite characters from their respective series. And two, they are kind of similar in some shape or form. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. I don't know who's going to win this. I know I'm mostly a Sonic hybrid channel because I play a little more than just Sonic games, but I'm also a big Cell fan. Okay, not a huge fan of Cell, but you know what I mean. I know a little more about Cell than just a casual, but I'm not in depth on Cell. And same thing with Metal, even though I'm a bit more in depth on Metal Sonic than Cell. If that really makes sense. I'm probably just blabbering at this point. So I'm neutral in this until whatever information they have that I don't know will counteract who I choose at the very end of this. So let's go ahead and hop right on into this.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Ooh, this should be interesting though.
The superior model.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Let's go.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale.
Oh, I like
All
this.
left behind
I like this
was
little
their
setup
clothes.
for Cell. That's cool.
Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
Cell was a freak back then when he was in his imperfect form. Dude was a freak.
Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless
Yeah, see, that's just nasty.
victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare
What does Gestalt? You know what? We're not even going to look that up. We're just going to let it ride.
was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history.
This death battle will prioritize Dragon Ball primary canon, the manga and anime. I mean, that makes sense.
The Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin.
A Kung Fu Gremlin? That's a messed up thing to call Goku.
Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on.
Yeah, but he crushed the Red Ribbon Army. I'm apologizing for pausing so much, but you know, I gotta talk at the same time too, you know, provide commentary and all that. You know, it's a reaction, but still, you know.
Within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away
This man had a major hate boner for Goku for years.
in his spooky cave laboratory, Gero would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton
And failed, sadly.
of them. Infinite energy androids, key absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even ginger androids.
Why so specific on Android 16 like that? Okay.
However, none of Gero's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Gero's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it?
Cell. Background. Creator, Dr. Gero. That's an obvious one. Height, he's 7 feet tall. Wow, that makes sense. Classification, bio-android. DNA composition, Earthling, Sand, Namekian, Frieza clan, etc. Created to avenge the Red Ribbon Army. Extremely annoying to draw. I can see that, yeah. Likes tournaments, Heat Tap, Kermit the Frog. I see what they did there. Okay, Death Battle.
This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the
You think a barrier would work? I'm sorry, I had to. I just had to.
humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh,
I see what he did there.
weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
You know what? That is a good question. I actually don't know what Chiaotzu is. I don't even know if Tien knows what Chiaotzu is. Good question.
Oh,
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
and because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some Ki.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster
There's a small cluster of cells in my head. It makes up my core. If that cluster isn't destroyed, my body can go on regenerating if only microscopic pieces remain. Yeah, Cell's regeneration was OP.
of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before because of the Saiyan DNA he
The Zenkai boost. How unfair is that?
got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly
Arsenal and abilities: Ki manipulation, flight, absorption, telekinesis, self-destruct, stand power boost, Namekian regeneration, Kamehameha, instant transmission, Gallic gun, big bang attack, special beam cannon, death beam, solar flare, multiform technique, tri-beam, destructo disc, and the spirit bomb.
replicate attacks like the
That is a wide spread of skills right there.
Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he is effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen
He's perfect! Let me stop.
motion machine.
Driven by a biological impact.
Why do you want so much power? Why? Why? Stupid question. The computer was programmed to create the strongest being in the cosmos. Or maybe it's just the blood of the Saiyans or Frieza or you flowing through me.
Imperative, Cell wanted nothing more.
Human life forces aren't enough for me to complete my growth. I need to merge with two especially powerful life forms. The computer told me whom I need to merge with. The computer was programmed to create the strongest being in the oh, I already read that part. Dr. Giro's creations, androids 17 and 18.
More than to devour Giro's
17 and 18, I'm gonna suck you up.
previous
Let me stop.
androids,
I'm gonna
17
try.
and 18, believing it would
Not
make
to be
him
weird. Power, skill, strength. Oh, sorry. I read that all wrong. Power, speed, skill, mental strength. I will be perfect in every way. That's what the computer told me.
perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very
It is complicated and just downright goofy.
complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the
Transformations. Larval state, imperfect cell, semi-perfect cell, perfect cell, powerhouse, power weighted, and super perfect cell. Comparable to Super Saiyan 2.
androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of
Yeah, he crushed them both. effortlessly.
battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's Ki Wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
That is insane. Very, very insane.
Whiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the
Frieza also survived that same blast. Other Toei characters like Garlic Jr. can create miniature black holes and nearly destroy a pocket dimension containing stars, making Frieza's feat consistent. Garlic Jr. can create the or open the death zone.
galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was.
Or
at
the
that
dead
point in
zone,
time.
sorry.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly
Can destroy the solar... I bit my tongue. Ow. Can destroy the solar system, tanked Krillin's Destructo Disc, survived a planet-sized Final Flash, regenerated from self-destruction, compared to the Supreme Demon King Dabura, or Dabura, however you want to pronounce it, perfected Piccolo, oh, I said perfected, wow, defeated Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, Goku, briefly contended with the almighty Hercule Satan? Question mark. Exclamation points.
fast.
That's fine.
capable
Those are
of
his
blitzing
feats.
Even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze Mini Cell Juniors out of your butt?
That is not, okay. That is not something I thought they'd bring up, but okay.
What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect.
Please, no.
Cell was entirely
Heaven is described as the size of a universe in the Daizenshu, I think that's how you pronounce that, and by characters in the anime. Goku did this shortly after dying, when he was still largely inferior to Cell.
without peer and, no longer wedded to Jiro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
I hate to say it, but he's not wrong. If Goku lost, if Gohan wasn't the key to everything, if Goku lost or could not beat Cell, it was over. Because there was nobody else strong enough or near strong enough to handle Cell. So yeah.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and
Had him leaking after hitting him only 2 times. That's insane.
beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He didn't realize being a Saiyan made him cocky-er than most. Hindsight is 2020.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even
I see what he did there. That's messed up.
that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super Perfect Cell! Now with more lightning. In a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Alright, now we're going to talk about Metal Sonic. I'm here for it.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo
And Oval, I like that.
Eggman Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Sadly, Robotnik is very much in the same position, or was in the same position as Dr. Gero, because, Dr. Gero, he's been X-nayed, if you know what I mean, and Robotnik's still alive, technically.
No matter how many
Yeah.
robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own.
Robotnik is the definition of never knew when to quit. He really is. Crazy.
Metal Sonic.
There's my boy Metal. Me, it's a me. I apologize, my throat clogged up. That sounds wild out of context.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as
He does look very metal, no pun intended.
hell.
They say imitation is the sincere.
Background, creator, Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Height, he's 3'3", okay. 276 pounds. He's a hefty boy. Alias, Hyper Metal Sonic, Metal Overlord, Metallic. Main CPU, LIPS AI Eggman Custom Chip. Frame, Mono Q, I can't pronounce that, titanium. Engine, 15 cubic inch, 4-valve Orgon fusion engine. That's insane. Likes destroying Sonic, Breezy. I'm not entirely sure what a Breezy is, but okay. Hates Sonic, and more Sonic.
As form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups, and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves
Metal was basically the perfect copy.
of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V Maximum Overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration.
Oh, that's in Spanish. But moreover, his rate of acceleration is 4 times higher when his circuitry is overloaded. That makes sense.
And obliterating anything in his path, at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think
That's all I can say is just, yeah.
all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill. But it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive.
Sonic gets faster and stronger basically almost every second, so it would be hard for something that doesn't understand that to beat that.
Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's
Yeah, sadly, that's a thing.
defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat.
Field tested and battle hardened, you are my finest creation, Metal Sonic. How dare that Sonic damage you? He wouldn't recognize a work of art if it punched him in the face. You did punch him in the face, right? Attaboy! So comical, I love it.
Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. You
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
is
I was given the doctor's biodata, his genius, his drive, his vision.
especially after he
I decided I would use his persona to ensure his reign remained unbroken, but I serve the Eggman Empire, the only one who can truly rule it is. The only one who can truly rule it is, okay, it's just worded kind of funny. Rule it is Dr. Eggman.
copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his
I will conquer the world for Eggman as Eggman, and you will tell me where he is so I may hand over control to him.
empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Yeah, might as well. The more the merrier, as they say.
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his
Arsenal and abilities: flight, spin dash, homing attack, chest laser, V maximum overdrive, ring spark field, black shield, copycat chaos control, time stop warping, teleportation, spatial distortion. Power-ups: Lost Labyrinth treasure, Hyper Go on energy, Dark Rings, Chaos Emeralds, Master Emerald. He's got a lot going for him. He does.
Optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' Magical Swiveling Asshole, and Big's
Why did he have to word it like that? Okay, Boomstick.
ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves.
Tails speculates in the IDW comic that Metal could have copied Blaze's pyrokinesis or Soul Emerald manipulation. His comments also infer that Metal can copy multiple traits at once. That is crazy. I know Metal can do a lot when it comes to his abilities to copy, but I didn't know he could copy potentially multiple traits at once. That I didn't know. That's insane. I don't follow the comics that much. That's probably where I am. I'm mostly from the games and the shows. I dabble a little bit in the comics here and there, but not too much. I need to get back into them. So whatever comic information they're using is relatively new to me, or I just passed over and didn't really absorb the knowledge.
He can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Yeah. Once you have the ability to literally do that, you're broken at this point. I don't know. Now that I'm reading into more and learning more about the extracurricular stuff that I didn't know Metal Sonic could do. I knew he could do a lot of things, but this changes things. I might end up be leaning on Metal on this one.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to
Yeah.
manipulate some of the most
I do know he can utilize the chaos control. I know that. Yeah.
powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes, the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of
Save the Chaos Emeralds. Could this be the end of South Island? That evil maniac Dr. Robotnik has another twisted idea to take over the world. This time he wants to steal the mystical Chaos Emeralds. The emeralds are the source of vitality for all living things, but in the hands of rotten Dr. Robotnik, they could be turned into nuclear bombs. I can't read the rest of that because it's covered. The emeralds are the source of vitality for all living things.
mystical power and life energy. With
They just emphasized on that. Okay.
them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the chaos
And that's the biggest thing I'm worried, because Dragon Ball Z characters don't handle time stopper or time skippers or people that can manipulate time very well. Look at Super. It took Goku to do something crazy to stop Hit or beat Hit. So I'm concerned that Cell may or may not have anything for that. Okay. And you two are nothing compared to my power. Says you, let's get him. Super Metal Overlord takes place in all cold space, continuing your battle with Neo Metal Sonic, who's back in a flash with the gathered power of 7 Chaos Emeralds in hands. Transformations: Metal Sonic Kai, Giga Metal Sonic, Neo Metal Sonic, Metal Overlord, Master Overlord, Super Neo Metal Sonic. He has invulnerability, energy projection, size shifting.
Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into
Well, aren't you going to stop me?
Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely
Yeah, no, that's not. No one's stopping him at this point.
invulnerable and completely golden. Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful.
Sonic Speed Simulator follows Sega's character lore guidelines and shows Metal can achieve a more stable super form with the Chaos Emeralds, in addition to using the Master Emerald in the IDW comic.
They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy
True, and the time meter is
Exploring
nasty.
multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 Super Hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at
Oh, I missed that bit. I wanted to see
So
that, but
that power only lasts a short time.
the
what did
road
that say? All living things kneel before your master. I like that.
total domination was nearly at
Oh, there's more stuff. Metal Sonic should outclass the younger classic Super Sonic, who also fought Time Eater and is capable of matching modern Super Sonic, Shadow, and Silver after copying their biodata. Super Neo Metal Sonic and modern Super Sonic have also fought evenly in Sonic Speed Simulator.
an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
When he's in Overlord form, it's not an easy feat.
And he knew it.
To beat.
His ego might as well have had it.
Okay, feats. Absurd control of the Eggman Empire. Can keep up with Sonic the Hedgehog. Flew from little planet to Earth in seconds. Harnessed the power of the Chaos Emeralds and Master Emerald. Matched Eggman's genius intellect. Battled teams Sonic, Rose, Dark, and Chaotic all at once. Defeated Sonic, Knuckles, Silver, Shadow.
Its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that
Not gonna lie, kind of lost it there for a second. Metal did, at least. Yeah, becoming delusional is kind of happens.
Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful: their friendship and teamwork.
Eggman states that the Chaos Emeralds roughly matched Metal Overlord in power, making him comparable to feats or machines powered by the Emeralds or other equivalents.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things.
As goofy and kind of true that is, he's right. The only thing Metal can't beat is the power of friendship. He suffers from that trope, oddly enough. But a lot of characters, villains do. They can't get past the power of friendship. And even if they do, it's not for very long.
After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge
Lord Eggman repaired me, removed the rebelliousness from my coding. But you know this, we've clashed
Any
since
bits
then.
of-
He decided to upgrade me to this form once again. I was to be his greatest weapon in the final battle.
rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know,
Not completely, but I'm gonna leave that there.
Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes?
Exactly.
Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Of course. We're evil. What do you mean?
All right, to the combat.
Alright, now time for Metal Sonic and Cell. After listening to both of them, again, I'm probably going to lean more on Metal, not just for the fact that he's my dude, but just like after realizing his ability to copy data, that's pretty much the big thing right there. It just depends if Cell can capitalize on his power over Metal. And if Cell can do that, then he might win this. But if he can't capitalize on it, then he loses. That's just how I feel. But I'm going to, for me, it's 49-51. 51 on Metal, 49 on Cell. So we're just going to rock out and see what happens.
Are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik.
Is that Devil Artemis? Oh, if that is so cool. Perfect person to voice Cell for this. Perfect.
Your reputation
Hey, guess what? It is Perfect Cell.
precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face. Then prepare to kneel before your master.
Ooh, that line was hard. Ooh.
Perfect.
Oh, that animation right there is clean. That's really cool actually. Jeez. Multiform cell, really? Okay. Yeah, I was about to say do something, Metal, because you're getting your cheeks clapped. Oh! If Cell can just keep pressure, he could win this. I know that hurt.
Does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?
Ooh.
Not anymore.
Oh my goodness. They've got Metal Sonic out here just nasty. Ooh. I didn't think we were gonna go into Overlord so quickly. Wow, okay. Well, okay, Cell. Let's see what you can do. That was kind of cartoonish, not gonna lie. Knocked him out of Overlord form. That's some wicked work right there.
Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form.
I like that, how he walked out of the flame saying that. That's nice.
I already possess his data. Observe chaos.
It just reminded me from Team 4-Star when Jace is talking to Goku and then Goku punches him in the nose mid talk. That's funny.
Done.
Yeah, this
Life
is
form data successfully copied.
yeah, that's where I was at, yeah. Alright, Metal. Rock this man's stuff. This battle literally just became almost one-sided now. It was looking heavy on Cell because of overwhelming power and just being aggressive, but now that he's copied you, I'm sorry, that 51% on Metal just became like 75. I'm sorry, sir.
It'll take
I love Cell, but this is over now.
more than that to kill me, puppet! I know. Now I know everything about you.
Ooh. They got Metal Sonic just being mad disrespectful, but I love it.
Insect.
I gotta catch that again.
About you. I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
And that just hits hard. So juniors are not going to save you, so I'm sorry, but this was a bad move. Cause he can do it too. Kihoko. That is hilarious.
Don't you dare.
Call back to his past on that one. That's funny. That is funny. That Team 4-Star love is so real. Gotta love it. Oh yeah, he's mad. Oh.
greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them!
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Talk your stuff, Cell.
If you are all
Ooh.
of them, then so am I.
Oh.
I'll
Yeah, that's a guarantee. Done. You're done, Cell. I'm sorry.
never lose to a machine like... I'll crush you.
Yeah, like I said, that as soon as the moment he copied Cell, it was over. Ooh, boy.
KO! So, now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal, or Neo, even just using the manga.
I feel like when it comes to pure strength, I'd definitely say Cell has that because Metal isn't a fighter realistically. He just basically just has abilities that, I mean, he can fight, but he's not built for that kind of combat. He's just mostly just going to wipe you from the face of the earth and move on. But Cell has actual physical and mental strength. Maybe not as high in mental strength as Metal because of, Metal can do things with his abilities, but physical strength, Cell has it all day, every day.
Blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go.
Well, yeah, when you put it that way, yeah. He never said that how quickly he could do it, but he said he could do it.
Especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and assuming.
Even scaling Cell to Toei Broly, who could destroy the South Galaxy, would still be less powerful than threatening the entirety of Sonic's multiverse. Wow. Yeah, well, Sonic's multiverse is, yeah, it's insane.
Assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in
Okay, so I guess if you're not going by raw physical strength, then yeah, Metal Sonic has it.
strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes.
That is interesting. I think either they're going to give it to Cell or it's going to be a tie. It's going to be one of those.
By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly
That is really fast.
impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after the Cell games, which covered roughly a universe
I hear that heaven here is comparable to the universe in size.
in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Jeez, just a little bit more faster.
Right, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers,
Both Cell and Metal scale to characters with potential infinite speed feats like Meta Cooler and Black Doom. However, these would cancel each other out given equal leeway.
Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say either they tie speed or they give it to Cell. There was just, yeah, Metal was not keeping up with Cell, speed-wise at least.
In speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell
True. Like I mentioned earlier, Dragon Ball Z characters don't have a real big way of beating characters who can manipulate time.
and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have
That is true. Cell was what, like 3 years old when he, like 1 to 3 years old when he fought all of them? Insane work.
copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is rough.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because Cell can back up a lot of his abilities with pure hand-to-hand combat, where Metal can't.
Awash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and
Which
become
I
more
would think they'd put that in strength because it's. But I get it. I get it. They're talking about how much their power can just do whatever it does. But so okay. I mean, either way.
powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
Yeah, just give it to Metal. I'm sorry. I mean, Metal can adapt pretty well without copying, but once he's copied you, it's over.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent
The Daizenshu claims Perfect Cell gained 1718's infinite energy generators after absorbing them. However, not only does Cell tire against Goku, the Chaos Emeralds also grant Metal infinite energy within the Super Transformation's time limit. Yeah, that is pretty inconsistent, that if he has their infinite engines, why does he tire, or why can he get tired? I guess maybe because that would mean Cell is probably more organic than he is machine. But then again, 17 and 18 were more organic than. That's weird. That is a weird inconsistency right there. Huh.
is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots
And plus, Perfect Cell doesn't absorb anymore. He doesn't need to.
like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Yeah, he has his arsenal just got even larger.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar
Furthermore, the Earth's life force energy restored the emeralds and vice versa in Sonic Unleashed. Chaos energy can also manipulate souls and restore life, just like Ki.
the key. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level, just like Gohan did.
Cell might be
While androids 16, 17, and 18 lack natural Ki, they can imitate it with artificial generators. Metal Sonic's generators are similar, utilizing Orgon energy, another form of life energy, further reinforcing that Metal could reliably imitate Ki.
able to do anything the Z Fighters know how to do. But that's not gonna help him, cause Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal
Pretty
wouldn't
that, like I just said, after he's been copied, it's pretty much over.
Also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died.
That was terrible.
Wiz, you get it? CD? Wiz, where you go? Come on back.
That man had to walk away because that was just bad.
Next time on.
Oh, let's see what happens next time.
Battle.
Ooh, Bowser versus Eggman. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Was that one Bakugo from My Hero? And I'm not entirely sure who that Oh, she's from Chainsaw Man, right? I can't remember her name right off rip. I wasn't big on Chainsaw Man. I might have to get back into it though. Oh wow, that's a crazy way to pause it. But that's the end of the video. Again, at the beginning, I was leaning a little. I was neutral because again, I like both characters and they're both relatively similar, not completely similar. But then after a little more talking and realizing Cell, well yeah, Cell was at a disadvantage because of Metal's ability to copy multiple traits. That's where Cell basically lost. Metal won, kinda saw it coming, but that was the end of the video. I think I already mentioned that. If you liked the video, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe, and I'm gonna go back to doing Sonic stuff. See you all next time.